Hello students, myself Alma Sattar from St. Joseph English Medium High School, Vijaypur. Hope you all are fine. Now we will discuss about 6th chapter of your 8th standard science, conservation of plants and animals, means practice of protecting wild species and their habitat. In this chapter, we will learn about deforestation and its causes, consequences of deforestation, conservation of forest and wildlife, biosphere reserve, flora and fauna, endemic species, wildlife sanctuary, national park, endangered animals, red data book, migration, recycling of paper, and last, reforestation. First we'll start with deforestation. Deforestation means the clearing of forest and using the land for other purposes is called deforestation. Deforestation means what? Clearing of forest, or you can say cutting of trees. That is called as deforestation. And afterwards that land we are using for other purposes. Next one, the causes of deforestation are: the first one, procuring land for cultivation. Procuring means what? Obtaining. Obtaining land for cultivation. Cultivation means growing crops. Whatever the land will get, that land we are using for growing crops. Second one, building houses and factories. Whatever the land will get after deforestation, that land we are using for building houses and factories. Next one, using wood as fuel or making furniture, etc. The wood will get after cutting trees, that wood we are using as a fuel, means gas, coal, oil. After burning of these all material, the heat will produce and the power will get, or making furniture, etc. From that wood we are using for making furniture. The natural causes of deforestation are forest fire and drought. Now the question comes, what do you mean by the forest fire and drought? Forest fire is nothing but fire that burns out of control in forest. That is called as forest fire. Forest fire means what? Fire that burns out of control in forest. And next, drought. Drought is nothing but, drought is a long period with no rain or unusually low levels of rain. That is called as drought. Means for a long period if there is a no rain or unusually low levels of rain. That is called as drought. As you can see here, the cutting of the forest. Cutting of the forest or the clearing of the forest, that is called as the deforestation. Or this is a picture of the deforestation, you can see, that is nothing but the drought condition. Drought condition is nothing but a long period with no rain or unusually low levels of the rain. And next, the last picture is all about the forest fire. Means fire that burns out of control in forest. So this is all about the deforestation. Now the first activity, add more causes of deforestation to your list and classify them into natural and man-made. Now what is the question? We have to find out some more causes of deforestation and list the causes and classify them as a natural and man-made. So first one one here, natural causes of deforestation. In that, forest fire and severe drought. So forest fire is a fire that burns out of control in forest. And drought means what? Drought is a long period with no rain or unusually low levels of rain. Next, man-made causes of deforestation. In that first one, wood for the manufacturing of paper, and next, wood for fuel and the making of houses. As you can see here, this is a picture of the forest fire. That is nothing but the fire that burns out of control in forest. And next one is all about the drought condition. Means for a long period with no rain or unusually low levels of rain. Okay. And next one here, this is nothing but the manufacturing the wood. Okay, wood for manufacturing paper. This wood is used for the manufacturing paper. Next, consequences of deforestation. So consequences means what? Consequence means result of deforestation. The consequences of deforestation are increase in the temperature and pollution level on the earth. Second, increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere leading to global warming. Lowering of groundwater level disturbs the balance in nature. Decrease in rainfall leading to drought. So what is the first consequence of deforestation here? Increase in the temperature and pollution level on the earth. If there is an increase in the temperature or the pollution level on the earth, this is one of the result of deforestation. Why there is a temperature increase in the temperature? Because the trees are not there. Because the trees are not there means the trees, all the plants will maintain the temperature on the earth. Because of the deforestation, because of the cutting of the tree, there is an increase in the temperature on the earth. And next one, increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere leading to global warming. Why there is an increase in the level of carbon dioxide here? Because the plants are not there. The plants will take the carbon dioxide. All the living components, all the living forms will exhale the carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is taken by the plants only. If the plants are not there, if the trees are not there, that carbon dioxide, the level of the carbon dioxide will increases. Okay, increases in the atmosphere that leads to the global warming. Now what is global warming? Global warming is a long-term heating of Earth atmosphere. Okay, Earth climate. Global warming is nothing but is a long-term heating of Earth climate. Okay. Now next one, lowering of groundwater level. That water level, the groundwater levels also decreases. Next, disturbs the balance in nature. If the plants are not there, the whole nature will be disturbed. This is all about the food chain. Next part we will discuss about that food chain, why the nature will be disturbed because of the deforestation. And next last one, decrease in rainfall leading to drought condition. If the plants are not there means there is a decrease in the rainfall. If the rainfall is not there, that leads to the drought condition. I said in the last slide only, drought is nothing but is a long period with no rain or unusually low levels of the rain. Next one here, soil erosion and decrease in soil fertility leading to desertification. Now what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is nothing but displacement of upper layer of soil. Okay, a removal of the upper layer of the soil is called as the soil erosion, and decrease in soil fertility leading to desertification. Soil fertility is nothing but the ability of the soil to grow the plants. That ability of the soil also decreases here, and because of the soil erosion and because of the decrease in soil fertility, that leads to the desertification. Now desertification means what here? The process by which fertile land becomes desert. Because of the removal or displacement of the upper layer of the soil and because of the decrease in soil fertility, that leads to the fertile land becomes desert, means desertification. This is all about the consequences of deforestation or the result of the deforestation. Next, decrease in water holding capacity of soil leading to floods. Decrease in the water holding capacity of the soil. Because of decrease in soil fertility, what happened? Because of the soil erosion, the water holding capacity of the soil also decreases. Because the upper layer of the soil also displaces here. Because of that, the water holding capacity of the soil also decreases. The water holding capacity decreases in soil, that leads to the flood condition. What is flood here? That is nothing but the overflow of the water. As you can see here, this is nothing but the increase in the temperature on the earth. You can see in the picture here, this is nothing but the increased temperature on the earth. And next one, this is nothing but the global warming. Global warming is a long-term heating of the earth climate. Because of the more construction of the building, industries, factories, what happened? The global warming also increases. And next is, this is a severe drought condition. Because of the low amount of the unusually low levels of the rain or long period with no rain, that leads to the drought condition. Okay, this is all about the consequences of the deforestation. Next, second activity, animal life is also affected by deforestation. How? Now the answer is, first one, due to deforestation. Means here how the animal life is affected by the deforestation. Due to deforestation, a great disturbance is caused in the food chain. Now what is food chain? Food chain is nothing but a series of organisms, each dependent on the next as a source of food. Or you can say one organism is dependent on another organism for sake of food. Here, because of the deforestation, what happened? There is a disturbance, there is a great disturbance is caused in the food chain. How it is so? Because if the plants are not there, those plants are eaten by the goat, all herbivorous. Okay. If the plants are not there, means there is a great disturbance to the food chain. In detail, we will discuss about the food chain in next slide. Okay. Now, second one, deforestation makes the animals homeless because all these animals are living in the forest only. Many of the animals are living in the forest only. If the forest is not there, there is no place to live for the animals, means the animals will become homeless. Next one, due to deforestation, animals become easy prey for hunters. Animals become easy prey for hunters means what is prey? Prey is nothing but an animal captured by another for food. Okay, hunter means what? Hunter is a person who hunts wild animal for food. Means both are dependent on each other. Because of the deforestation, what happened? There is no place to live for the prey. there is no place for live, and the hunters easily they catch the prey. And next one, herbivorous animals face the scarcity of food due to deforestation. Here herbivorous animals means who? An animal that feeds on plants. If any animals which feeds on only plants, those animals are called as the herbivorous animals. Here the herbivorous animals face the scarcity, means shortage of food due to deforestation. If you are cutting all the trees, all the plants, means the food will not get for the herbivorous animals. Those herbivorous animals will face the shortage of food due to deforestation. As you can see here, the food chain is nothing but a series of organisms, each dependent on the next as a source of food, or one organism is dependent on the other organism for food. As you can see here, the first picture, the first one is all about the tree. Okay, the tree is eaten by deer here, and the deer is eaten by the lion. Means here one is dependent on other. Means the deer is totally dependent on the tree. If trees are not there, we are cutting the trees, means the food is not there for the deer. If the deer is not getting the food, again the lion will not get the food. Means each organism is dependent on the next here. And next picture you can see here, the flowers. The flowers are eaten by the flies or butterflies here. Okay, and those butterflies are eaten by the frog, and the frog is eaten by the snake, and the snake is eaten by the eagle. Means one is dependent on the other. And next is flower. Those flowers are eaten by the small fishes. Flowers means that algae which is present in that river or pond. Okay, that is also made up of the plants only. These are the small plants like organisms. Okay, and those small fishes are eaten by the large fish. Large fish is eaten by the birds. Means whole food chain is totally dependent on what here? Plants. Okay, because of the deforestation, because of the cutting of trees and plants, whole food chain will be disturbed. Okay. Now next one, the conservation of forest and wildlife. Forest and wildlife can be conserved by setting up areas like biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, etc. Conservation of forest and wildlife means there is one place to conserve the forest, there is one place to conserve the wildlife. Okay, there are totally three places we are discussing here. That is biosphere reserve, wildlife sanctuary, and national park. First one, biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of the tribals living there. So what is biosphere reserve? Biosphere reserve are the large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity. So what do you mean by biodiversity? Biodiversity is nothing but the variety of plants and animal life in a particular habitat, in a particular place. Okay, what is biodiversity? Biodiversity is nothing but the variety of plants and animal life in a particular habitat and the traditional life of the tribals living there. What is biosphere reserve? Biosphere reserve is nothing but the large area for the protection of the conservation of the plants and animals and the tribals who are living there. Okay. Next, national park. National parks are areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. National park is different from biosphere reserve. In biosphere reserve we have discussed about biodiversity, means both plants and animals are conserved there. But in national park, only the wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Means here only wildlife are protected or reserved. And next, wildlife sanctuary. The national park and wildlife sanctuary is somewhat similar to each other. First, wildlife sanctuary are areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or to their habitat. So this all three are the conservatives or the conservation of the wildlife and forest. As you can see here, the pictures of the biosphere reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuaries. This is all about the conservation of the forest and wildlife. Next, third activity, find out the number of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves in your state and country. Recording table 6.1. Show these areas in an outline map of your state and India. So table 6.1, protected areas for conservation. So first one, in my state means in Karnataka, totally 5 national parks are there and 21 wildlife sanctuaries and 1 biosphere reserve. And in my country, India, totally 101 national parks, 553 wildlife sanctuaries and 18 biosphere reserves are there. Here, only I have shown you about wildlife sanctuary in the India map. And remaining about the national park, biosphere reserve in Karnataka and India, you have to do yourself. Okay. Here I have shown you about the wildlife sanctuaries in India. The green triangle, the green mark, what you can see here, this is all about the wildlife sanctuaries in India. About the national park, about the biosphere reserve in Karnataka and India, you have to do it by yourself. Okay. This is all about the total wildlife sanctuaries, national park and biosphere reserve in Karnataka and India.